Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Ribblr show, our bi-weekly show. My name is Vincent, your host today. Really excited to see everybody. Awesome to see how many people come into chat early. Always appreciate your kind words, enthusiasm, respect, of course. So thank you everyone for being here today. Let me just set up some music so things can feel vibey. Make sure it's not too loud. And we will go at these many decibels. If there's any issue with the volume of the music, please let me know. We're going royalty free here, so yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. Everyone in chat. Hello to Ami Mommy Makes. Good to see you. Whimsical Whips. Chloe W. What's going on? Frogger Crocheter. Good to see you. Ruby Freiberg. Good to see you once again. Always a pleasure. Crochet Crazy for Life. Hello. How are you today? Happy to see you. Rubri Fiber host today. I've not seen any hosts so far. There haven't been, but you never know. You never know. It could have been a surprise. Hello, the other Ashley. Good to see you over on YouTube. How are you today? Oreo Munchies in the chat. Lilith Croquet. Good to see you. Demon Slayer 17. Hope you're enjoying the series. I finished the manga and it's super good. There is something to win today. Yes, happy to have all of you today. Hope everyone's having a great start to your new year, regardless of anything else that's going on. Y'all are appreciated and respected, and really happy to have you on the platform. So thanks for all that you do on the Ribblr platform. Thanks for coming to the show so frequently. To those who have made it to so many shows, and to those who are first time being here today. We have a lot going on, or some things to go over today to talk shop. Have an awesome interview with a crafter, I'm sure, or a designer you've probably seen around. They were actually on Ribblr from a very early time when the platform was going. So I'm sure you've seen their shop. They've done a lot in their own time as well. A lot of good accomplishments. So if you have any questions that you want to ask, you can always do that as well. Glad to have you today, Crochet Queen for Life. This is your first Ribblr show. Nice. Really excited to have you today. Well, remember, this is your first time. Good to see you in chat, Fanatical Fibers. Hello. I see you on YouTube. Rue Fiber says, lol, they can't ever replace you. I'd cry like, oh, Rue, you can't say those kind of things. You never know. I don't think they plan on doing that. There's never been any conversation about it. The company's definitely made me feel very valued, so I should be here for the long haul. Being your host, at least for 2025, being your host for the Ribblr show. And who knows, the frequency might go up. We definitely took, last time for the show, y'all gave us some feedback of what you would like to see, and we definitely listened, myself especially, so we're going to try to make sure that those things happen. Yeah, we really appreciate seeing all of you. Thank you, Chloe. Ami Mommy says, right, it wouldn't be the same without you. Well, that's all due to the, the sunken cost fallacy, because I've been the only one, but, I have no doubt that if there was another host, that they would do a fantastic job. So we appreciate you being here for Ribblr, but on a personal note, I do appreciate the kind words. Yes, the first timers. Yay. Yeah, so exciting to have people. So if you are watching on YouTube right now, we are streaming over on Ribblr.com, and you can check us out over there, where you'll see like the full chat of people talking. Slice of Cake, good to see you. Happy New Year to you as well. I hope you've had a good start to it. Yeah. Hello, Bella Arts Crafts. I've been in some shows, but I just watch and not talk. Absolutely okay. We really appreciate having the lurkers here as well, who are just watching the show, crafting behind the scenes. We appreciate you doing that, and I do hope that I can host a entertaining and safe space for all of you to be able to feel like you can be here and engage in your own way, whether it be just watching and being here, or fully active in the chat, or somewhere in the middle. We appreciate you nonetheless, so thank you for being here. So long as we still get to see ya, I'm sure we love another host every other Friday from yours. That's an idea. That's an idea. But to be frank, if that were the case, I would just voluntarily sign up to be like, I want to be the one to do that every Friday. So, Raven Thunderwings, good to see you. This is my first show. I'm a bit late. 6 minutes late, that's not late. You're fine. Happy to see you. We're just kind of saying our hellos, waiting for people to trickle in. It's really good to see you. Thanks for coming by for the first time. I'm glad that you were able to find it. It was great for the tech team to put the show at the very top of the homepage on these days. So really good to see you. Demon Slayer says, I love the bubble tea crochet kit in the background. Oh yes, we have our kits here. It is a milk boba. While supplies last, definitely grab your own kit. You can find that on Amazon and Lion Brand while supplies last, so don't miss out on that opportunity. Indigo Blue, good to see you. Happy to see you in chat once again. What's going on? Oh, this is also your first show, Chloe. Yay, well, really happy to have you here today. Happy New Year to you too, Lilith. Oh, you just recognize that? Hello, Vanessa. Good to see you in chat. Happy to see everybody. I hope that the camera quality is looking better. I did up the bit rate, so you should be able to turn that on to HD 1080. See all those pores. See where I might have missed some of my concealer. You know, those kind of things. So, and I hope that the volume is good. If there's any complaints about the music volume, if you can or can't hear it, let me know. We're just going with some lo-fi stuff today, or instrumentals. I've been so excited all day. Well, we appreciate you being here to do that. Yes, you probably see me shuffling some Pokemon cards. Sorry, I'm doing it without the sleeves. I do have my other cards that I have sleeved up. This is more of a, you know, like a, what do you call it? Like a fidget thing, I guess. I'm always kind of needing to use my hands. Unfortunately, I'm kind of a nail biter if I'm not using my hands for other things, and I just don't want to do that. So the cards are gonna have to be it for me. I could be crocheting, but I also want to make sure I give all of you my focus. Oh wait, those kits aren't like forever. Well, that's the plan. You know, some things can be, you know, the supply chain, I'm sure everyone's heard of those things. So they're all plenty to grab. So definitely grab your Yummy Friends kits for sure. The world is an unknown entity, so it's always good. Best not to wait for things. I've learned that in my personal life. Being proactive is definitely a very great skill to have. You know, so whatever you want to do, make sure to grab that. That is on Amazon and Lion Brand. Hello, Danny. Good to see you. Happy to have you in the chat today. What's going on? Awesome. Great to hear a slice of cake. Thank you for the feedback. Hi, Zookeeper Lady. Good to see you. You are here at the Ribblr show. We're just chatting, getting to know all of you. We are a community at the end of the day. We don't want to be all pushing things on all of you. It's good to just take some time and just unwind, get to know each other a little bit. Digital spaces are an important third place for all of us. Whether you have a crafting community IRL or not, we are part of that. So happy to have all of you here. Stimming is a short way to say it. Yes, that is what I'm doing. I'm keeping my eyes focused. Something I wish I had known to do in school. Frogger Crochet is making a beanie. Nice, nice. Would love to hear the color combo. Do we have anyone else in chat who is also working on a project today? Things are definitely going to be chill. There's going to be an entire hour or so where we're interviewing, so you will have the time to drop the keyboard, focus on just listening, being respectful to our guests, and also crafting. Well, yeah, that is true. Also, if you do fidget a lot, maybe try a small fidget cube. They're pretty helpful. I have in my bag, I have a legit fidget spinner I really like. But shuffling cards, since I play in so many real life tournaments, it's good for me just to practice. When I first picked up cards, like, you should have seen my shuffling. It was just mashing really bad. Fun fact though, in the Yummy Friends kit, there are collectible trading cards inside of them, of each project. So if you want to learn the lore of your favorite little piece, you can definitely grab those as trading cards. The other Ashley on YouTube says, I'm making a mushroom boy. Hey, nice, nice. Mushrooms are really cute. I have a mushroom pattern of my own as well. Fanatical Fiber says, not me sitting here playing with a gummy bear fidget. I hear that, yes. Yeah, I gotta keep the hands busy. I don't know. Would love to not have to, but this is how my mind works. My eyes are hurting. Why is that, Crochet Crazy? I actually have a pair of glasses right here, my blue light glasses, but I'm not gonna wear them today. I like to burn my retinas through all the blue screens. I got my lights up too. I have 3 monitors blinding me, so after this, my eyes are definitely taking a sore, but that's okay. We do it for the Ribblr crowd. Demon Slayer is making a duck. Let's go. We like ducks. Ducks are sweet. You know, honestly, if I were to be reincarnated, I would love to be a duck. They got flight, they can swim, and they're on land. So pretty cool. Okay, we've gone through a lot of this. Thank you everyone for commenting in the chat. I would love to get to everything. I am reading all of it. As an amigurumi designer, I can actually read and talk at the same time. If you are a designer or just a normal crafter, you know what it's like to be able to hold conversation while also counting in your head. A valuable skill indeed. So we got some stuff today. We'll talk about our giveaway. We have a sweet awards coming up, talking about the campaign that's currently going on with Yarnormous, and our interview today. So let's jump right into it. So if you know, as you know, on Ribblr, you can win a postcard to add to your collection. The way to do that is to make sure you're feeding your our little mascot every day at the bottom left corner of your screen, and you can spin to win this. However, if you put your favorite celebration emoji in the chat, you will be entered for a chance to win this postcard, so you don't have to worry about spinning it. So feel free to add that in the chat on Ribblr or YouTube, and you'll be able to enter for a chance, and we'll message you after the show with a direct link, one click, and it is yours. Hello, Craft of Destiny. Good to see you over here on YouTube. How are you today? We're streaming on both YouTube and Ribblr, so it's good to see an audience on both. Happy to have all the chatters here today. Crochet Queen's making a book sleeve. Nice. I want to be a kiwi bird if I reincarnate. Cool. All right, thank you everyone in the chat for putting your celebration emojis. These are really cute. I'm excited for y'all. I mean, you can probably imagine the theme for next month's postcard, just due to it being the month of love. And remember, love transcends beyond just your normal, normal relationship. You can see you have love for friends, family, anything in between. Doesn't matter who it is. Love is love. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And we definitely believe that over here at Ribblr. Thank you so much everyone for, we love seeing everyone joining on the giveaways. It's always a fun thing to win. We'll have some more stuff as well to be able to give out, especially for the next show. So definitely be there or be square. Yeah, so we'll come revisit this before the interview as well. So we have our annual awards happening next week. Since we're not going live next week, I did want to share that with all of you today. We're also accustomed to our monthly awards every month. However, we have our annual awards coming up. So, putting together the entire year, you'll see the nominees and you'll be able to vote for 5 different categories for best amigurumi pattern, best crochet pattern, best knitting pattern, crochet shop, and knitting shop. So 5 different categories. This will be our this will be extended for 10 days of live voting. You'll be able to see that in the community section starting Monday in the morning. And we are kind of making some changes to our awards moving forward. So definitely get in hot while this one's live next week. Excited to see everyone to participate. This will be live next week in the community section, so that's how you'll be able to enter. It'll be a great one. Of course, we'll do a show on the day that we announce the winner, so I hope to see everyone for the next show on that, which will be on January 31st. So hope to see everyone for the awards show. It should be a fun one. It should be a fun one for sure. I mean, we always appreciate everyone for partaking in like the live voting. It makes everyone, the nominees, the team, and the community feel very, like we're all doing something. So love to see that. And then of course there's also going to be, so those who win, there's prizes for the winners, of course, but also there will be a giveaway to be able to win some gift cards and stuff for simply just voting. So it definitely does not hurt to come vote. You'll automatically be entered into the giveaway, and we'll be able to announce those as well. So definitely be there. Excited to see everyone come join. Unfortunately, my crafting has been a little stale this year, so you won't see me as one of the nominees. I know, play the smallest violin you can. You hate to see it, but who knows? Maybe next year or this year for 2025, I'll make a plunge and try to get back on the awards show. I imagine some folk might call it rigged. Whatever you want to call it, we'll see. But it is not rigged now, only if I were to appear. But if I did appear, it should be legit. I take it all back. Scrap it. Okay, so let's talk about the campaign that's currently going on. So right now we have the Yarnormous campaign, as we talked about last time. Every time you make a purchase through Joanne or through our materials tab on Ribblr that is powered by Joanne, of $25 or more, you do get access to this entire catalog, and you'll be able to choose a pattern for free. So just a nice incentive to get your crafts going. It's the beginning of the year. I know for a lot of folks, it's a fresh reset for all those projects you want to work on. I know some folks are still working on getting through their stashes from before. The world is uncertain, so it's always good to have a stash for you. No matter the cool thing about crafting, and I don't have to say it, but I'm going to say it anyways, is that you don't need a whole lot to get started. I don't know about y'all, but when like my Wi-Fi goes out or something, you can sometimes for a moment feel like, what am I supposed to do with my time? Our reliance on the internet can definitely be detrimental, so it's really good to have a craft that you can use your hands for. A lot of people are traveling and whatnot, a great traveling project as well. So you can definitely grab any of these patterns, and as just the catalog here, we still have more dropping, but it's definitely worth even checking out this landing page to go check out the designers or the patterns that you want to go grab for yourself anyways. A lot of amazing designers here, and only a portion of their patterns are even involved in this catalog. So if you see a pattern or a designer that you like, you can go check out some of their pattern, their interactive patterns they have on Ribblr now. Show your support in any way you can. Shopping or supporting small businesses is definitely a great thing to do. Ribblr does offer the lowest sale fees across the market, so supporting your favorite designer on Ribblr actually puts more money into their pocket due to this compared to other platforms. So it's a win-win for everybody. It's definitely a win-win. Hooked by Marilyn, I forgot to get a pattern. It might not be too late. I don't think it's too late. Hello, Two Loops. Good to see you. Hello from SA. Making earrings from embroidery floss. Amazing. Wow, that's a really cool project. Does it have to be one order of $25, or can you combine orders? It does. For each order of $25 or more through the yarn, it'll be applicable. So, and you won't be able to combine orders, and this is through their Yarnormous event. So yarn is the focus here. This is why I print patterns, and a lot of Ribblr designers do offer that within the pattern as well. Crafts with books are always just a comfy time. I agree. Did you guys ever do a scrap yarn project? It's so fun. I use my scrap yarn more as stuffing than anything else. Oh, amazing, Raven Thunderwings. Thanks so much for supporting all these small businesses and sellers. Okay, so yeah, that's that. I personally am I always just am in awe. Every Monday you can check to see 20 new patterns that drop through here. So yeah, a lot of amazing stuff here. It's kind of just like a nice way to view it all too. Whew. So that is kind of the main gist today. And once again, we'll go back to the postcard. If you want a chance to win this, just put your favorite celebratory emoji in the chat and you'll be able to be entered for a chance to win this. I currently am Demon Slayer. I'm making a multi-pocket tote with my script. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, Tanjiro and friends, I'll definitely have some pretty sweet outfits. Demon Slayer is my favorite anime, Chloe says. Nice, nice. I do quite enjoy it. The animation's really good. Doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it definitely perfects it. So it's a great story to be had. So let's talk about who is coming onto the show, who they are, and our excitement to have them, as they have been a designer on Ribblr for quite some time. And amazing amigurumi patterns. Yep, and you're right, it is rather fun. Okay, so let's see here. So we've gone over the awards. We've gone over the campaign share. Once again, make sure to check those out. Everything from crochet to knitting. You have your amigurumi, your wearables, your home decor, and everything in between. So today, happy to announce that we are going to be having Fanatical Fibers on the show today. An amazing artist, and they even had a book come out in the recent years, going with the chunky amigurumi. That's the title of the book. I'll let her get into more of the details in that, but as a designer myself, there was definitely a period where, like when I started designing, using your normal worsted weight yarn has always kind of been the norm. I believe that Sarah from Fanatical Fibers actually was one of the trailblazers to start using like the blanket yarn, like the really, or maybe it's not blanket yarn. I'll have them distinguish the difference, but like just like the big projects, that wasn't always a thing when I first started. So it's really good to see an era of designers kind of lean into this a bit more. Really cool to see them doing that. Yes, for sure. And they'll be on in about 2 or 3 minutes. So for now, we can just gush about this amazing artist. And definitely make sure, we'll definitely be recommending to purchase their book as well, from online or in-store purchases. But yeah, really good stuff. Definitely inspired by it for sure. Hello, Joanne Nuz. Good to see you. What's going on today? Thanks for participating. But yeah, so excited to have this artist here. Does anyone here actually, anyone here collect crochet or knitting books themselves? I know that some people do collect those. So excited to get them on the air. While we wait the few minutes, if you have any questions that you've been any burning questions that you wanted to ask this artist, now is definitely the time to put that in the chat. And if we have time, I'll be able to relay that and whatnot. I do want to make sure to reiterate to make sure to be respectful. Everyone here is a cherished part of the community. And if you are not respectful, we'll definitely have to kick you to the curb. That's the number one thing here. So, which has never been an issue, which I really do appreciate the community being so cool. So that the internet, it can be a toxic place. The other Ashley says, I have their book, such amazing patterns. Oh, nice. Nice. So I am going to jump over to the next screen over here for the interview portion of it. Let me just send off the go ahead. Let me send this off. Ami Mommy says, I love her little Mothman in the corner. Oh, I know, right? Raven Thunderwings has 77 books. Wow, you have a whole library at home. That's really cool. Oh. Fanatical, if you are watching, I do have to send you a quick update, so you can click the link that has been sent to your email now. That is totally my bad. So you should have received that if you are in chat. Chloe has 1 book. Okay. I think I have 5 crochet books myself. Okay. I am having a slight technical thing on my end that is completely on me. Let me make sure that... Okay. So yeah, Fanatical, if you are in chat, that has been sent your way. So whenever you're ready. Craft of Destiny says, lol, I have one book too, but I have a ton of patterns saved on Ribblr. Yay, yes, we always love to see Ribblr. Everyone's library is filling up with book or patterns. I feel like Ribblr, we've had so many events where the patterns are free, so I hope a lot of you have been able to add to your library, including your own. Yes, including my own. Crochet Crazy for Life has none. Well, hopefully after today, that'll change your mind. Started buying some for the past 4 years. All right. As some tech issues, looks like we're having some tech issues on the other end too. We'll just work on our patience. We're actually starting a little bit earlier. It's supposed to start 12:30, so this totally works for us. OMG, okay, that's fair. I've only started buying some for like 4 years. If you won't plug, no, do not plug any of my stuff. Today we are focused on our guest, not me. So make sure that we are respectful of that. So I hope everyone is able to get their project, have their projects ready for our interview today. And if you do have to dip out earlier today, we are going to try to post some of the highlights onto Instagram and stuff, or whatever platform is available, you know, moving forward. So you'll be able to catch those highlights. Chloe says, for some reason I have so many patterns in my pattern library, but I never use them. That's a pretty classic case for any crafter, I reckon. Tale as old as time. So let's introduce Sarah from Fanatical Fibers, having them come on, show your warm welcome. All right. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Me. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let me make sure everyone else can chat, because the tech, you know, we're working with a bunch of different platforms. So let me make sure everyone can hear you before we get into your hearing about your awesome lore and everything that you do. All right. Can everyone hear Sarah okay? All right. Try saying some sentence. Let's see if everyone can hear you.
Hello, everyone.
Okay.
I am here.
She is here. Woo.
Here I am.
All right. No one's saying anything otherwise, so we'll go with it. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us today. Happy Friday. Happy New Year. I hope it's been a good start. Thanks for coming on to the Ribblr Show. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself with, you know, whatever you would like to say. Of course, we're going to expand on that, but however you want to introduce yourself.
That's me.
Nice, nice. And you focus mainly on amigurumi. Like your main craft is like amigurumi crochet.
Yeah. I do a lot of amigurumi. I do like garments occasionally just for myself, but yeah, amigurumi is a favorite of mine.
Oh, yeah, good. 1 second. It looks like I'm having some tech issues over here.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's okay though. Let me okay. Oh, they said good now. I clicked a bunch of buttons. Sorry, these like tech issues. Let me make sure. Actually, I can hear on my end too. Oh, there is an echo. Let me try that again. Thanks for coming. All right, these like tech issues. Let me check. Let me make sure. Actually, I can hear on my end too. Oh, there is an echo. Okay, it's still echoing. You're fine. You're fine. You can try that again. Okay. Thanks for coming. All right. Try these like tech issues. Let me check. Let me make sure. Actually, I can hear on my end too. I have to wait for this delay. Oh, there is an echo. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Echoing. You're fine.
It's okay. It's, you know what? It's because our like check-in yesterday went so smoothly that something just had to happen.
Let me make sure. Sorry. I know. This is why we do these things. There is an echo. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You're fine.
It's okay.
Are we I think we're good now. I think we are good now.
Hey,
Try that
it's
again.
you know what? It's because our
Okay.
like check-in
Alright.
yesterday went
Alright,
so
big tech
smoothly
issues.
that
Oh gosh, I have so much going on my screens. Hold on. I'm gonna like break out into like a cold sweat. I am so sorry. Let me get this figured out. Let me
something
check.
just had to happen.
I know.
All good,
I
no
know.
worries.
So let me try this. Okay, I think we're good. Try speaking a sentence. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so hello, happy to have you. Um, s- so let's start off with the first thing. Tell us about your crafting journey. When did you get into crochet? Oh wow.
And
Mm-hmm.
I thought, well, I could probably find a tutorial somewhere online to make one. And I happened to stumble upon a crochet pattern for it. And I was like, well, like I knit, so crocheting can be that much harder.
Oh
And
wow.
I was able to figure it out. And I
I
actually
thought,
ended up
well,
liking it a
I
lot
could
more than
probably find a
knitting.
tutorial
So
somewhere online
to
to
it's
make
kind of a
one.
happy
And
accident.
I
I happened to stumble
on how
upon
I
a
started
crochet pattern
crocheting.
for it. And I was like, well,
Nice. So
I
you
knit, so
would
crocheting can
you
be that much
mind
harder.
explaining to like
And
what the nine
I was
character
able to
looks like?
figure it out. And
Like
I
I
actually
thought,
ended up
well,
liking it a lot
gosh,
more
yeah,
than knitting. I don't have like a finished one. I ended up gifting the one I made to someone, and it's like somewhere in France right now. Like I don't know where it is. They're like they're kind of like made of burlap, and they're just little like humanoid um, guys, I guess.
yeah, they're kind of like
um,
sacky, like right?
let me. I can see the movie. I'm gonna grab it really quick and see if I can show they look like.
Okay, while you do that, I'm still experiencing technical stuff, so let me get this figured out while you grab that. Okay, so for everyone here, so the funny thing is, Sarah and I actually had a tech check yesterday, and it sounded like right off the rip fine. So I'm so sorry for using your time. Let me try to get this figured out.
No worries.
Okay, while you do that, I'm still experiencing people can hear me stuff, so let me get this
So
figured
this is
out
kind of
while
what
you
they.
grab
This is
that.
what they look
Okay,
like.
so for everyone
Hopefully,
here,
everyone can see that. But they're just like little burlap guys with eyes and hands and everything. They're little. They're small. Um, in the movie, but it's really good. If you've never, it's Tim Burton. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend it because it's a great little movie.
yeah, Tim Burton's kind of the goat for those kind of movies. So it looks like people do hear me. So just to recap, just to make sure, because oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm definitely going to be sending you an email after this, being like, so sorry. But just to
It's
recap,
totally fine.
so you started crocheting when you were in high school, your senior year, and because you were
Mhm.
knitting beforehand, correct?
Yeah, yeah. So I'd been
Nice.
knitting since I was probably about 12,
Oh, since you were
and
12.
yeah, I never really got very good at it. Like it's so slow for me. Like I'm so slow at it.
Nice. And then so you saw this movie and you just thought to yourself like that was the click moment, like I want to learn how to do that.
Yeah. I was like, I can make this. I can make this. And
Nice.
so I like scoured the interwebs for a tutorial or, something. And I found actually it was a free pattern on a blog that I found, and I was like, I could probably figure out how to do this. So, and that was like the back in like YouTube Prime days when you could learn a lot on
Yeah.
YouTube. It was like just up and coming, and so it was like kind of the go-to place to learn stuff. So I just looked up a bunch of tutorials and figured it out.
Dang. So okay, so you wanted to like that's so funny. I've actually never seen the movie. I remember actually very vividly when like the trailers were coming out. I was Tim Burton has like a certain feel to them, so that's really
Hmm.
cool. And then so you picked it up senior year, you started crocheting, and then did you just like continue on through college and like your young adult life?
Yeah, yeah. It was kind of something that I always like dabbled a little bit with until maybe I was like 19, and then people started like asking me to make them character hats.
Oh, nice, nice.
um, so I did that for quite some time, which I said I didn't like garments, but like hats are kind of the exception because they're pretty easy and like they're mostly the same size, right? Like, so
Roughly, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Are you someone who starts from the top of the beanie or hat, or do you like to start with the band?
Oh, definitely the top. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Never do
I'm
the top down. Yeah.
opposite boat.
I'm
I'll
a
have
big
to
like
have you teach me.
I mean, it's just like a bowl, right? Like it's just you're basically starting an amigurumi but like making it way big, right?
I don't have enough wrinkles in my brain like you do. For me, it never turns out the way it's supposed to. So you're right. It is starting like amigurumi, but that's cool. Okay, so you were like working on these hats. I feel like every crafter goes through that, right? Like you have loved ones asking you to do it. Like what took it
Hmm.
from that to because you're like this is like your thing now, like what people know you on the internet for. Like how did this take over your personality? I guess is what I'm asking.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure. Oh
Oh.
no.
Yeah, everybody was like, people were requesting all these hats, and then of course the next like I feel like the next logical step, and I feel like a lot of creators can relate to this, is like people are like, oh my gosh, like you should sell these, like you should make these to sell for people.
Right.
And at first I was kind of like, I don't really know about that. Like, I don't know if I want to do that. But then I kind of like begrudgingly started to do it because I was just sick of people like pestering me about it.
Right, right. Well, it right. Okay. Yeah, good. Solid
So,
foundation.
right. I know it sounds terrible, but yeah, I really, I definitely probably wouldn't have done it if people hadn't been so like encouraging about it.
Hmm.
Um, so I had a pretty like strong support system of friends and family who were like really pushing me to do it, and I'm glad I listened. Like hindsight 2020, I'm glad that that I was able to get my head out of my butt and do
Yeah,
what they told
definitely.
me.
Yeah. I mean, when, it's always like from a third party's perspective, when you see someone who has like a skill or talent of sorts, you want them to, dive into it. So I'm glad you listened too. You've made such an impact on the community, I feel like.
Oh, geez. I don't know about that, but yeah, it's been great. Like just even being like a small part of the crochet community and the like the crafting community at large, right? Like there's so many talented people out there, and just being a part of that is really great.
And have you've been like in the community since were you there during like even like the early days of like Instagram and stuff, or when did you feel like you were like really a solidified figurehead in the community?
um it probably wasn't after until after TikTok.
Oh,
Is
okay.
kind of when I was like, okay, this is like my thing now. I was on Instagram for a little bit in like pre-pandemic, like early I want to say like 2013, 2014 is probably when I joined Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it wasn't until TikTok that things really kind of blew up uh, for me.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely had a really valuable impact on our culture and stuff. I know it's a little bit of a sensitive topic at the moment with everything going on, but really glad that it's helped you so much. I mean, because you've gone from, picking it up in your youth and, you know, being kind of told, do it, do it, do it. And now can, you're an author. I mean, that's a pretty big deal. That's kind of a life dream a lot of people have. Congratulations on having a book. How does it feel to officially have a book and feel cemented? How does it feel?
Uh, it feels interesting. Sometimes I don't like think about it a lot, like how kind of that how big of an impact that is.
Yeah.
Um, like it feels really good. It feels like all the work that I put in those like early days before TikTok like really paid off because
Yeah.
like and I learned so much from like the community and just like working on other people's designs is kind of what helped me like develop as a designer myself. So it's been I definitely couldn't have done it without without everybody in the community, but it yeah, it feels good, but it does feel a little bit weird still. I don't think I'll ever get used to that.
Well, I mean, myself and everyone here probably really adore hearing that you are so modest about it. I mean, those kind of things can be the pivot between having too big of an ego, So really glad to hear that you're an artist who, because you do feel like really close to the ground. And I've been following you for a while, and I've always loved your work. And I always wondered, like, to me, you're kind of one of the like pioneers of like this like big chunky crochet. Like, I don't want to call it a trend or a fad because it's here to stay, but like you were definitely,
Hmm.
at least in my head and a lot of other people's head, like the first to do it. How did you, like, what made you decide, why didn't you go the like traditional amigurumi route? Like, how did you decide that the big chunky like style was your own?
Well, I mean, I to me it felt kind of like jumping on a trend
Oh, it
because I
did.
remember when I like I'd seen like a couple people make the really big like fuzzy bees.
Oh, right,
Um
yeah.
and so that was like kind of when I like started trying out the blanket yarn and I was like, holy cow, like this is so great. It's just like amigurumi is cute, but having something to like squish and like hug the life out of, especially like because that was during the pandemic.
Oh, right, yeah.
So it really I think it's a comfort thing. Like it brings comfort to a lot of people to be able to like not just hold something in your hands, but like really squeeze it. Um so yeah, I did that. I made a bee with the blanket yarn and from there like it just like exploded.
Oh,
People
wow.
were like leaving comments for like all kinds of different animals to make. I think the unicorn was next, and then after I did that one, that was like, okay, I think this is like, I think I like this. Like this is, this is where I want to go with
Oh,
things. So,
nice. And it like works up fairly quick. Like, would you say it works up faster, or is that just like an illusion?
really, it's probably about the same.
I mean, still the
It
same amount of
certainly
stitches.
feels
Yeah.
like you're like getting further with it just because it is so big. Like, oh, look at this huge big thing I made, and like the same time it would take me something to make really tiny with worsted weight. So it might just be like an illusion, but I don't know. Like, because you can take like a smaller pattern and just simply by using the blanket yarn and upping your hook size make it really big. But you're probably spending the same amount of time on it. So like
Yeah, definitely. And you're probably spending way more time just stuffing those things. I can't even imagine how much
Mm.
polyfill you're using.
Yeah, I would say it's at least 2 pounds
Like per
just
project?
for like one plushie. There's so much stuffing. Like,
Holy, yeah, polyfill ain't cheap either. I feel like out of every like
no.
I have like a big 10-pound box next to me of polyfill. I feel like I'm probably set for life personally. I feel like for you, how long does a 10-pound box get you? Or how far does that get you?
Yeah. Oh gosh. It kind of depends. I could probably get like maybe if I'm careful about it, at least 6 plushies out of a ten
Oh my,
pound box.
oh my, that is so funny to me. Oh
It
man.
depends how big they are too, though. Like,
Oh, true.
or how many appendages they have. It's definitely variable, but yeah, it's you definitely get a lot more mileage on stuffing when you're making the little dudes.
Yeah, no doubt. So I guess I have to ask. I'm sure other people are wondering, but like, do you sleep with these like big old stuffed animals? Like, are they like on your bed or where do they live?
I
Because that's a lot of
don't
space.
sleep with them. They live in my office. Some of them,
Oh,
as you can see,
nice.
like some of them are up there and behind me. They just kind of chill there. I I used to like put them when I was first making them, I would put them on my bed to like shoot videos. And at the time, my cat was like obsessed with them. She'd like sit and like lay in front of them and like stare at them. I was like, what is going on? Like, are you guys having a meeting? Like, what? I don't know what she was doing, but yeah. So I just leave them on my bed for her. But
Oh,
now they just live in my office.
they become decor. Do you
Mhm.
do you sell the finished products by any way, or do they all just like what happens to them after you're like
I
what is your model? Like, what's your business model? That's what I want to know.
So I usually do sell them. Like eventually, most of them end up being sold. There's like the few that are like behind me are like kind of sentimental. So
Mm,
if I have them in my office, I'm probably gonna hang on to them. But majority of the time, I do sell them eventually. Um, I'll usually do like an initial design and kind of work that up, make sure I like the way it looks, and I
yeah.
don't want to make any tweaks. And then I kind of use that as like a blueprint for writing the pattern.
Mm,
So I usually won't sell anything until the pattern is like written up and tested and all of that. And then I feel more comfortable like getting it out. And I do have
nice.
to like get them out because they're just so big. They take up so much space.
Yeah, I mean, you may as well earn the extra income. So you have your book, you sell on Ribblr, so and then you also have like your other pattern sales that you make, and then you also sell the finished product as well. Is there any other like low-key shameless plugs that you want to also give and like let the audience know how else like what else you offer on the internet?
um yeah, not that's pretty much all I'm doing now. I've been dabbling with in-person markets a lot, which I
Oh,
kind of
nice.
like because that's I I kind of like the like person to person interaction a little bit more.
Yeah.
Um because I know like one of the big hard things about selling online is that you so rarely get feedback about why people aren't like buying things.
Yeah, yeah.
So like when you're in person, you'll have people say, "Well, like I like this, but you don't have it in blue or you don't have it in pink or it's not like this
Mm,
size or you don't have a narwhal or like whatever. People tell you like what they're looking for. And so that's been like really nice and really helpful um feedback to get. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of in-person stuff. Last year was kind of a bit of a wash for me in terms of design. I was kind of in like I don't know, like a funk or like burnout. I don't know
mm.
what it was. I don't know what happened last year, but I'm hoping like this year to get back on things. I've got some ideas for things that I want to try out and new designs to release and old ones too, because there's some I've been sitting on for a while.
Oh,
So I'm
nice.
excited to get those out and tested. So
Well, sweet. Well, we'll definitely do our best to help promote and do all that we can, because you are a designer that because you've been on Ribbler for a second. I know you're on other platforms, but just because you're here today, you've been on Ribbler for a second, correct?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I joined like right right when it launched, but it was like very, very shortly after. Like it wasn't long at all.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because when I joined the company, I remember seeing your name to begin with. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know who was quite on Ribbler at the at the time. So that's really cool. And I hope you can get out of your funk. I definitely resonate with you pretty heavily. I feel like it's like a rite of passage. Like every designer has to go through like a year or two of like creative burnout. I mean, because you're doing a lot. Like that's a lot of creative muscles that you're straining there.
Yeah, it's yeah, people don't talk about that a whole lot. Is like it's really fun. Like don't get me wrong, it's super fun to be able to do this, but you have to be careful because burnout is so easy, especially when you
Right.
like doing it.
Yeah, well, as someone who's, gone through it and you seem definitely more lively and you said that you want to like get back into it and you're even coming on to here, which I would take as a good sign. Do you have like any advice for maybe those who also want to start out their new year with like a bit of a creative push? Like have you done stuff like self-care and stuff for yourself?
Yeah, self-care is definitely a big part of it. Like just don't push yourself too hard.
Mm,
I think we especially when you're creating like you're monetizing your creations. I think a lot of people fall into that sort of thinking of like I have to do this, like I have to get it done. I have to, push and it becomes more of like a chore than something that you
mm,
actually want to do. So I've been trying to kind of like reframe my thinking around
mm.
like crochet in business. And so instead of saying like, oh, I have to do all of these things today, like I get to do that. I get to, create all this stuff today. And so that's been that just that little shift has been kind of helpful for
Nice.
start, but definitely like take breaks with other things, like other, creative endeavors, like just yeah, just listen to yourself and when it starts to feel like it's a chore, maybe kind of like pull back a little bit and reframe things.
That's really solid advice. I feel like some people they just say best way of getting through is just going, just getting through the whole thing. That's really great
Just like push
advice.
through.
Yeah, I mean, your inner dialogue is like the universe that you live in. So whatever you're saying to yourself is like your reality. So that's really great advice actually for 2025. And that's simple on paper, right? You just make switch a few words up in your head and all of a
Yeah.
sudden
It's definitely like it's not a magical like wand or anything, like you have to work, it's work, you have to work at it, but um and it's so hard to like catch yourself when you're
yeah.
thinking these things and like kind of reverse that thinking, but it's possible. You just have to work at it a little bit.
For sure, for sure. Well, thanks you so much for the advice. I mean, I'll probably take it personally as well, just because I need to do the same. But on a more positive thing, not that wasn't positive, but like in terms of like inspiration, where are you drawing all your inspiration from? Because you've mentioned, at the beginning where it started from, but like where do you seek it out now? Like what are your biggest components?
Um, so a lot of it still is like movies that I watch
Oh,
and
nice.
it's kind of just like whatever I'm into or like passionate about. So like I just I'm starting to get into D&D, which I'm like
Let's
Dungeons and
go.
Dragons, which I'm like really excited about, like super excited about. So I kind of suspect that some of my stuff is going to kind of start leaching over into that sort of inspirational space, which is fine. Like, I've done dragons before and like goblins and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of I kind of let my passions outside of crochet sort of steer that particular uh creativity, I guess, or creativeness. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, D&D used to be for the nerds. Now it's for, it's a pretty
I
popular
know
thing. So that's not a bad way to
everybody's
go.
getting into it, which is it's really great. It's so far it's been fun. I haven't like gotten very far into campaigning yet, but I'm thinking it's going to be a rabbit hole for me. So I'm kind of
Oh,
excited about it.
don't say that. Don't say that to me. I've enjoyed I've enjoyed nerdy fandoms for sure, and I like D&D has always just been like kind of parallel to me. I've just like I'm like in the orbit of it, but I've just never
Yeah.
done like an actual one. But I mean, hey, if I see you making stuff like that, I might just it might be enough. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. Maybe we'll have you come on. Well, maybe we'll have like a Ribblr show D&D session. You can show us
Oh my gosh.
how it all goes, because I know
That
plenty of people would be into it.
yeah, that actually that sounds like a lot of fun. If I ever get like to the point where I feel comfortable leading a D&D session, I'll hit you up for that.
Yes, please do. Please do. I do hope that we can, I am like the direct for a lot of or you're I don't know if do you prefer artist, content creator, influencer? Do you have a preference?
It's all the same to me, kind of. Yeah.
True.
I use them interchangeably, so whatever.
Yeah, depend on who you're talking to. But yeah, other content creators, I'm definitely like your direct contact to Ribbler. So please hit me up with any ideas. Would love to entertain it and see what we can do. You have a sweet aura too, so I feel like you would do an awesome job at being what do they call it? GM, the game master or whatever?
DM, yeah,
Oh, DM.
dungeon master, game master, yeah.
That would be sweet.
So
Okay. Ideas are spurring. Okay, whoever's listening, or
yes,
also
things are
our Ribbler team.
percolating.
Yeah, Ribbler team, keep note for sure. Wow. Okay. Well, D&D, that is a really cool like direction to go. Before you enter into like your new era of inspiration, do you have a project that kind of feels like that's kind of like do you have like a project that feels like peak to you, or like that really like encapsulates you by any chance?
Oh God,
I know
it's so
that's a heavy
hard.
question. You can
It's
think about it. You can think about it.
it is because it's like I mean you see all these guys back here. Like you want me to pick just one?
It doesn't necessarily have to be a favorite, but maybe one that was like part of like the pivotal moment in your career, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like it probably would have to be the Chonky Fox.
The
I feel
Chunky
like
Fox.
that's kind of like I feel like a lot of people just kind of associate me with that because that I had a couple of like videos go viral before that making the chunks, but that for some reason that particular video went like insanely viral. And so I feel like a lot of people kind of just associate me with that and I'm not going to complain about it cuz like it's probably one of my favorites to date. So
Do you ever wonder like if you had like waited 10 minutes to post that video, if you would have had like the same trajectory? Did you ever think about that?
I don't I try not to because I remember when I posted it, I had wanted to have it like posted earlier in the day,
Uh-huh.
but I was like running behind on assembling it. So I think I filmed or like I finished editing it at like 6 or 7 p.m. and I was gonna wait until the next day to post it because I was like, this isn't prime posting time.
Right.
But then one of my friends was like, just do it. And so so I did. And I was like, oh crap. Like maybe if I had waited, you know, it wouldn't have gone as far as it like who's to know? It's such a crazy like it's such a crazy spiral for me to wonder about. I'm like, because maybe there are other universes where I posted it sooner or later that things turned out drastically differently.
Well, sorry for asking. I don't want to make us both go through existential threats, existential crises in front of an audience, like, holy. But speaking of, I'm gonna pull it up. Actually, I'm gonna add the image of the chunky fox just so people get an idea of,
Oh
what that
yeah.
looks like. So
I
I'm
have
pulling
it.
this up.
It's like in the back. I could probably grab it, but
Oh, nice. I just threw an image on screen. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I just threw an image on screen of the fox. It's
oh
so
nice.
cute. I love that you.
Yeah.
So you use like felt for your eyes. You don't use like safety eyes.
Yeah. When they're
That's
that
cool.
big, I don't even know if they make safety eyes that big. They might now, but I know when I was starting out, I don't think they did. But yeah,
They got
so I
like the
use
big old.
felt.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no,
Oh, I was gonna say they
you're
have like the
good.
big Beanie Baby eyes now, I feel like, but they might not even like still match like the size of. Are you buying your eyes or are you making them yourself?
I do make them myself.
Oh, nice.
I used to cut them by hand, like 100%, and
Ouch. Scissors hurt
I
my
don't
hands. I hear you.
I don't even want to think about how much time I spent in those early days, like just meticulously like snipping small like hairs of felt off just to get it perfect. Like
Oh, right,
so
right.
now I use a Cricut and that has made it tons easier to get it done quickly. So
Yeah, yeah. You always love to hear like how crafters upgrade from like their, manual labor to, the tools that you use,
yeah, it
which
kind of spoiled me a little bit too, because then my Cricut kind of there was like a software update and it wasn't working properly.
oh
And
no.
I was like, so you mean I have to go back to cutting these out by hand? I was like mad about it when I gladly did it in the past, like just like so happy to be working that hard to cut the felt pieces out.
When you didn't know better.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's actually a great segue. So your Cricut's a pivotal part. What are like some tools as a crafter that you just like you just couldn't do this without? Like what are like your
Ooh.
mainstays?
Um, definitely my I hate to plug like brands a whole lot, but I my Clover and More hooks are like I don't know if I could crochet the way I do without those.
Oh,
I
those are the
used to use a
ones.
lot of different hooks.
It's like these ones, right? With like the
Yes.
yeah, these
Yeah.
these are good for the big
Yeah.
yarns.
They're so the glide is like no other hook. And I've tried like a lot of different I've tried just about every hook known to man. And the Clover Moors are my go-to 100%. And that's just me like saying that as a lover. I promise they're not like paying me to promote them. Like I really like them.
And we believe you, but you definitely deserve the sponsorship if you don't already have it. So
Yeah.
hopefully they're listening. Hopefully you can get that sponsorship. They are good hooks.
Yeah.
Besides hook, are there any like offshoot things that because everyone like the yarn hooks, of course. Do you have like any offshoot things that are like a kind of a surprise tool that you use, or is it all pretty?
Um I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. Um Probably I'm even trying to think of like the weirdest thing that I possibly use. And I can't really think of anything. I do have a bit of a stitch marker problem.
I hear that. What's your
I
problem?
um I collect them like a manic gremlin.
Oh,
Uh not even like the little like plastic ones. I like to make them a lot.
oh,
So like if I
really?
go to Joanne and I
Okay.
see like these cute little charms, I'm like those are going to be stitch markers. And they're just like hoarded in various locations around my like house and office so that I never don't have a stitch marker for the individual project that I'm working on.
Oh, nice. That's
It's
cool.
like
That's cool.
it's gotten a bit out of control, but
Gosh, you love hearing
um
that. Honestly, I feel like stitch markers. I don't use stitch markers myself, and I feel like they don't really get the love that they probably deserve because they are so crucial for so many projects. Especially,
yeah.
I myself, I don't really like. I usually have one project at a time, but it sounds like you said you have like a
Mm,
you have a bunch going on, is what I'm going to assume.
yes, I do. I'm one of those that starts 5 projects and then we'll finish them, who knows, eventually.
Oh my gosh,
um
I would love to see how
yeah.
you're. I would. Oh, you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I don't use stitch markers like to mark each, like, I'm not marking each row as I'm doing it. It's more of like a project saver for me, like to just
Oh
kind of
yeah.
put a project aside. But yeah, I was gonna start a series where I finish all of the whips in my like pile
Yeah.
because there's a lot.
Holy.
So that was going to be one of the TikTok series that I did this year, but we'll see what happens with that now.
Yeah.
Probably just move to another platform, but
Yeah,
yeah.
unfortunately, it is deeper than just losing a platform, but we can actually. So you've been on social media for a while, and with everything going on, like, how are you feeling about, like, what do you have any predictions for 2025 on, like, kind of what the relationship between crafting and social media look like?
Oh man. You know, I don't. I like I I I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
You know? Um the whole TikTok thing, like, I mean, and people they've teased the ban like before. I remember like right after maybe my first like viral video, there was talk of a ban and then like nothing
yeah,
really happened with it. So like it's not like new, but this particular time just has thrown me through a loop because like it seems like it's actually going to happen now. And so I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I've heard a lot of different it's going to be interesting. I will say that, to kind of see where all the chips fall, because I've heard so many different like replacement platforms.
yeah, yeah,
People have been talking about like Blue Sky and Lemonade and like the longer form places like YouTube and like Twitch, um, Patreon. I've heard people talking about a lot. So it's Neptune is one that I haven't heard about a whole lot, but that's kind of supposed to be similar to TikTok.
I wouldn't even give them
Yeah,
the time of day, honestly. I mean, they haven't even like come out with anything, so it's like I don't know why people were talking about them. But I digress. I just, yeah, I
it's
don't
like
know.
learning a new platform and a new algorithm is become such a chore. It's like,
Mm,
and it's like, it kind of makes me a little bit sad. Like it's such a double-edged sword because it's so like tied with being an artist or a small business in like today's day and age.
yeah.
But it's like, and it's really great. Like it's a great way for people to expand their reach, but also like it's still such an uphill battle to like learn all of these algorithms, and then they change the algorithms and it's like, oh my gosh, like it feels exhausting sometimes.
Yeah, I know, being an artist, you're never really just an artist. Like, you're like a social media
No.
analyst, you're like a marketer to a degree. You're all these things with the guise of an artist, at the end of it.
Yeah.
So, I know it does, it's unfortunate to have to tie social media with your craft, but do you have positive, like, I know there's a lot of muck you're gonna have to like go through, but do you have like positive aspirations or feelings towards just like the climate of like crafting and social media? Or do you feel like, yeah, any raw thoughts? I'm curious to hear, as you're coming onto the show at a very interesting time.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping that with all of these people moving to like different platforms than usual, like I'm just excited to see how many like interesting new voices and perspectives
Oh, right.
come out of that, like especially for like longer form platforms like YouTube and Twitch and things. Cuz all of these people are migrating to these platforms that like by and large have kind of a certain demographic to them.
Yes, yeah.
And so I think it's going to be interesting to see like how these great migrations of um like influencers sort of impact the culture of the existing apps. Um and I think that's probably going to happen before we get another app
Hmm.
that's like TikTok. Um and I it's possible that we might never even see one ever again cuz that app, I don't know. Like there was Vine before TikTok, right? I'm sure you remember the Vine days.
Totally.
But man, something about TikTok was just so special. Like the
It
community
is
aspect
special.
was so much bigger on TikTok than Vine. And so like I'm not gonna cry, but like
Nuts.
losing that is rough. So I'm hoping people can, you know, expand to newer horizons and sort of impact the communities and cultures over there. That'll be interesting to see
I share
for
your
sure.
sentiment. I think it's totally fair to cry over personally. I mean, on stream, you can choose to do that or not, but you know, in your own time, like I think it's fair to cry over it. I mean, we're mourning a third space practically. You know, you're
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's third space, and there's so little of those like
I
in
know.
person. So you almost have
I
to like
know.
seek them out online. It's like, oh man, it's like your favorite, I don't know, ice cream shop closing down or something. It's like, so there's, from that like personal perspective, but then like bigger picture, the implications also are kind of uh upsetting and sad, but
Yeah, I know. Well, as a social media person and crafter, you just you know, I agree with the implications, and it's one of those things you just kind of have to like adapt as a normal citizen, which is unfortunate. But are there certain kinds of content that you are excited to create? I know, like you know, you have choices. You have like the long form. Streaming is
Mhm.
so. I mean, if you ask me, I feel like streaming is almost like the natural evolution of like a content creator in today's digital age, which is I I would have never imagined that being the case, you know, over a decade ago. Do you have like things that you want to pursue? Like, do you want to stick with photos, short form, long form streaming? Is there anything that you're kind of wanting to dabble in?
um Definitely like longer form tutorials. I've done a lot of like short tutorials on TikTok, and I mean there's YouTube shorts, but I think that's kind of what made TikTok a little bit special in a way too, is that you could have these like super quick like
Yeah,
tutorials for things. So I'll probably start dabbling with the longer stuff. Probably stick to like shorter things and kind of like baby steps at first, but
totally.
um I am excited to do longer tutorials, and I don't know, like I feel like I'd like to try longer creative content, but it's been a while since I've done that. I kind of took a break from TikTok for like a year.
I hear
And of
that.
course now that I come back it's like burning to the ground and I'm like, "Oh, what happened?" But
Isn't yeah
um
another tale as old as time. It's just like
right. Yeah, it's
yeah.
typical. Um so yeah, I'm excited for that. I used to do this thing on TikTok live called Tiny Tuesday.
Hmm.
And it was kind of like a against the clock sort of challenge where I would have like 2 hours to create like a small, and it was small, like I can't do the big guys in 2 hours, but
Right.
it'd be like a small amigurumi character that was like decided at random before the stream started. And that was super fun. So I'm like kind of hoping to get back to that, but maybe doing it on a more suited platform like Twitch. Um, so yeah, really, really excited for those kind of things. But
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you have like some things like kind of like in the works and you can still like flex your creativity in other ways. I mean, you know, yeah, gone are the days where you just like post a photo and it does numbers. You have to really put your entire effort into it. And you have such a great presence when it comes to streaming. So that would be awesome to see you like, you know,
oh,
appear more and whatnot. I think you would do an awesome
that
job.
means like a lot coming from you. Holy cow. I'm like, thank you
Oh,
so much for saying that.
no, I ain't nothing. Don't worry. I'm on Twitch a lot, like just like watching other people and stuff, and it's yeah, you definitely have a charm that would definitely be able to like garner a community. You wouldn't just, you know. So I think you definitely have it in you for sure, like without a doubt. I'd put money on it. Not, I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, I can't gamble on Ribblr, of course, but
Yeah.
no transactional anything now.
Start taking bets, boys.
Take it. True, true. Well, that's an idea for your stream.
Right?
But that's
Uh,
amazing. Well, we are coming up close to kind of like towards the end of our interview, and I really do appreciate getting like, hearing about you and your lore, but I really do appreciate your raw and honest thoughts about kind of like the landscape of what's going on, and it impacts everybody like more than others might know. I mean, social media is more than just silly dances online. It's a lot of people's
Mhm.
livelihood. So we appreciate your honest and raw thoughts. Would you like to shout out where can people expect to like see more of your focus on so they can come find you and support you
So for now, it's probably gonna be Meta, Reels,
begrudgingly? Yeah.
Instagram. For the moment, anyway. I do have a YouTube channel. I don't or haven't historically like posted a lot on it, but I probably will be posting on it more, especially like some of my older content from TikTok, like just putting that on shorts so that it's somewhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, there's YouTube. I believe I do have a Twitch set up. But yeah, it's Fanatical Fibers on most of the major platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. So trying to
Nice. Well, I hope to see
focus
some
on those.
tutorials from you as just a fan. I mean, it's always cool to see your favorite like content creators posting stuff, although it's a lot of work
Yeah.
behind the scenes, as you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I probably need to like upgrade my equipment a little bit too. So it's gonna be interesting getting that started, but we'll get there.
Right. And I will put your right now I'm putting the Ribblr your Ribblr shop in the chat right now for anyone to go snag and grab any of the patterns that you currently have in your shop, which you actually have quite a few. I yeah, they're so cute. I love the like your use of greens are so cute. Like I think your chunky T-Rex is like one of my favorites. I don't
Oh,
see a lot of like amazing, or I do, but like I feel like dinosaurs especially can go one way or another, for
mhm.
subjective taste, and I think that the T-Rex really does it for me. So it looks
Thanks.
awesome.
Yeah, his I have dubbed him Broccoli Rob because of the
Oh,
green
cool.
color that he is. So yeah,
That's awesome.
um,
Yeah, so
Broccoli Rob.
for anyone watching, make sure to go check out the Ribblr shop, all interactive patterns. We're excited to see what else that you do. I am definitely here as your contact and colleague. So if you ever, uh, I am definitely starting to stir up ideas because you brought up the D&D stuff. So I don't know what the future looks like, but we are here in a flexible group of a company. So we're excited to kind of see what you do, and hopefully we can keep you involved in like the Ribbler atmosphere.
Yeah, definitely. I would very much love that.
Sweet. Well, I'll definitely keep you in mind. Thank you so much for coming onto the show today. It's been a pleasure. On a
Yeah.
personal note, I feel like it's been a long time coming because we've exchanged messages and stuff online before, but we've never really committed to like speaking. So it's been nice.
Yeah.
It's been nice.
It's been great to connect with you this way and have these discussions. So I'm uh
Yeah.
I'm really grateful that you invited me along today, and I'm so glad that I could be a part of this. So thanks.
Yes, we're glad as well. If you want to check out the comments and stuff on like both YouTube and Ribbler, a lot of people have been saying really nice things about you. So it's all been really
Oh.
positive. So if you need
Oh,
if you need those
jeez.
dopamine,
Well, I guess I'll have to check it out later.
if you need those dopamine hits,
Yeah, right.
get them all off, get them while they're hot before the
Yeah,
algorithm tells us how we feel. So
right.
um, awesome. Well, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll be in touch afterward. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe out there. Good luck with everything on a personal and career, level. Yeah, our
You
world.
too. Thank you so much. And hopefully I'll be able to connect with everyone in the chat later on too. I'm excited for that. So thanks
Yay.
again.
Yes, have a wonderful Friday. Take care. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you again. I hope we see you again this year on Ribbler for the show.
Sounds good. Yeah, you too.
All right, take care. Bye bye
Bye.
now. Oh, that was so nice. Oh, she's so sweet. Yeah, this job is actually really, really dope that I'm getting paid to meet sweet people. So thank you everyone in the chat for all your really, really kind words. We saw, people saying how much like they love her work. We even see a comment here saying, I would totally watch Fanatical Fiber's long form content. Great to know. Definitely let all your favorite designers, sellers, content creators, influencers know what you like to see. As you heard Sarah talking about, she's really enjoying the in-person markets because she gets that feedback right away. And online, as we scroll, we don't say anything. So definitely take a few moments to like let your favorite creatives know what you're enjoying, what you would like to see. It goes a long way. I mean, for a creative, we're kind of trapped within the bounds of our own head, and sometimes it's really hard to see what people are excited for or want to see. So it goes a long way. She's got a lovely energy. I'm definitely pushing her to stream because I think she would do a really good job at it. And I myself like to join streams. So yeah, really, really nice artist, designer. They have their book available as well. And we really do appreciate you as a community and chat for being so respectful. Sorry we can't get to the comments during the show, but you want to show the utmost respect for our guests. That's what I want to do. So I'm not going to be reading comments, but we do see them and we do see the kindness. And my Ribblr team members are also watching, so we're here to make sure that this is a safe and inclusive space for everybody involved. With the landscape of the world, and you can just never predict what's going to happen. So this is going to be me signing off. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Take your mind off things, get crafty. Lots of patterns on Ribblr to be found. We do have our campaigns going on. Make sure to check out for the awards starting Monday when it goes live. We would love to see y'all join in for the live experience. We'll be going back live on January 31st for our award show and then talking some other things. We'd love to say hi to all of you. It's always a pleasure. I really do like seeing the Ribblr crew. It means a lot to me. It's always really fun. Y'all are a cool community and I have a lot of fun with it. So on a more personal note, the world changes on Monday. So I wish you would do. I hope everyone stays safe. Focus on your community. Know the people that you like to be around. Use your energy wisely. Be there for one another. Everyone is important in their own way. We never want to, nullify anyone's existence. You're all important. I care about the community here. I care about the world's community. If you are struggling, you need anything, Ribblr has a community section. You'll have me come live. Look for friends. You're in good spirits. You're in good company is what I'm trying to say. So I wish everyone luck. We got this. Good community on our hands. We are really, I'm not a religious man myself, but I would say we are blessed to have a common interest. Really grateful that we have hands that work. I myself as an individual, I'm very grateful to be able-bodied and be able to do these things. I know everyone has their own things that they are dealing with, but the fact that you're all here means that we share this common interest, and I think that's something to really take away and be grateful for. So I'll be thinking about all of you. I will see you next show. Thank you again for being so respectful. Thanks for making me feel like I'm a host that y'all like to have. It means a lot, especially in these times. So I will go think about that. I've asked Sarah a few existential things that I'll probably be thinking about as well. So thanks again, everybody. Take care. I will see you at the next show. Let your friends know about the show. Hopefully we can keep seeing more and more community members come by. It's always great to see first-time chatters as well as those who frequent the show. So thank you so much. I will see you later. I'll see you in the community on Ribblr. I'll be there a lot more active starting on Monday. And yeah, I'll see y'all's name around. Take care. We'll message the winners for the postcard. And if you have any questions about Ribblr, please reach out to support@ribblr.com or support@ribblr. Yeah, at support@ribblr.com, or let us know in the community section. You're all extremely valued, every single one of you, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.